Folks, I just hate it when I'm right. I hate it when I'm right, especially when it means that our gun rights pay the price. But guys, you have got to hear this broadcast. I know it's 4:30 thereabouts on Saturday afternoon. We're getting so many copies of the news article here in Des Moines over all the bills that died over the weekend with Second Funnel. So many people have forwarded this to me. I've got to do a video on this, even though it's, 73 degrees or something like that outside. It's phenomenal weather in Des Moines. But, I hate it when I'm right. I hate it when I'm right, insofar as that means that our gun rights here in Iowa are suffering. But let's take a trip back down memory lane. I'm going to pause here for a moment. You guys get signed in. I don't want to miss this. We got Jennifer, we got Jeff, we got JC, we got Nate, we got Colin, we got Jim, we got folks sending from across the state right now. Let me know where you're watching from. Sean just got signed on. Wherever you're watching from, I know it's 4:30 on a Saturday, and it's the best weather we've had in Iowa since last year. But as you guys get signed in, post your location in the comment section, and we're going to talk about where we are in Iowa right now in the fight for gun rights, because you guys all remember, maybe, what has it been now, 5 weeks ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago now, when Senate leadership, Jason Schultz, who has little man syndrome because he's a little man, when Jason Schultz and Brad Zahn and Lion Dan Dawson and angry, and God, is she angry, Amy Sinclair and all these people, you remember when they killed constitutional carry, right? And you remember how Jason Schultz is out there and he was like, I held this bill back because Aaron Dorr is mean. IGO members are mean. They're mean. We don't like theirs. You can see the tears. You can just hear them coming down his face. We don't like all these phone calls and all these emails, and they're mean. So I stopped constitutional carry. So we all heard this. All these people saying how, we've got the votes to pass the gun bills. The problem is that Aaron Dorr is an ass. And IGO members, they don't, I'm going to kill my wife. I love her. She always calls when I'm on Facebook Live. I'm on Facebook Live, so I can't talk. Love you. Bye. All right, there. I ended that phone call. If she calls back, then it's a bad sign, and I got to listen to that phone call. But for now, we'll assume none of my kids are bleeding at home. So everybody said, well, we got the votes to pass the bill. The problem is that IGO, they don't get in their knees. They don't beg. They don't say, please, sir, 3 bags full, sir. So what does that kind of presuppose? I mean, if that's true, then that should mean, right? It should mean that the other gun bills are going to just sail through the General Assembly. That should mean that when Jason Schultz files Senate File 116, the bill to allow people to carry in school parking lots, that it should be a done deal, right? Because Iowa's preeminent butt-kissing organization, the Iowa Firearms Coalition, they were behind it. Jason Schultz, well, he's the guy that has the power to hold up constitutional carry. So him being the sponsor, well, that should have been a green light, right? Have you guys seen the news? This is a list of all of the bills that died after Second Funnel, which was technically yesterday. In reality, it was Thursday. There's this huge list on the Des Moines Register's website right now of all the gun bills and all of the bills in general that have been killed for 2019. As you guys get signed in, let me know where you're watching from. So many folks getting signed on. We got Robert, we got David, we got Colin, we got Julia, we got Skip, we got, Eric, Curtis, John, Richard, Bob, Lee, Thomas, Fitzgerald, all my friends getting signed on right now. So you would think that all the gun bills that were being pushed by somebody besides Iowa gun owners would sail. But if you read this article, then you've already seen this. This is the article dated last night. You've already seen this massive list of bills that were killed by House and Senate leaders. Now, let's be clear. We don't have any Democrats in charge in Iowa. They're an endangered species in the Senate. We got 33 Republican senators right now, they're an endangered species. In the House, they're in the minority. Let's be clear, Governor Reynolds is a Republican. So the Republicans have a lock on state politics in Des Moines. But as we know, as all you guys know here from Iowa, we all know that hasn't amounted to jack squat when it comes to our gun rights. But, oh my gosh, if IGO comes out there and says the Republicans are screwing us, somehow we're the bad guys. And again, if that's true, that should mean that all the other gun bills should pass, since they've all assured us we've got the votes. We've got the votes to pass the gun bills. The problem is that Iowa gun owners and Aaron Dorr, they play mean. Well, here's the list. Pardon my chicken scratch by my fingers here. All these bills, including all of the other priority gun bills, have been killed by Senate Leader Jack Whitver and by Little Matty Winchell. He's the Speaker Pro Tem. Matt Winchell effectively runs the Iowa House. Matt Winchell is the bill sponsor for all the gun bills. When we asked Republicans in the House to co-sponsor Constitutional Carry this year, they all said, well, I would do it as long as Matt Winchell says I should do it. So we have all these people who are going to vote pro-gun, and what happens? All right, here's the list. Guns in school parking lots. This was a very simple bill. This is Senator Schultz's bill, Senate File 116. Permitted gun owners would be able to bring loaded firearms on a school parking lots and in the areas adjacent to them if they remained in their vehicle. And it was intended to allow parents to drop off their kids without having to have no firearm in their car. Jason Schultz is the sponsor. They have a runaway majority in the Senate chamber, the biggest they've had in probably 15, maybe 20, 30 years. It's monstrous. They have a huge majority. They couldn't even pass little Jason Schultz's video in the freaking Senate. They couldn't even pass that one. Incredible. Incredible. Let's see, the House. In the House. House File 636. This is Matt Winchell's bill. This is primping ain't easy. You know, when he's not in front of a mirror fawning himself, he's in front of a media camera trying to get more time on KCCI News. So little Matty Winchell attacks the crap out of IGO members, attacks the crap out of Iowa gun owners. So what does he do? Well, first, he files constitutional carry, because after all, he wants to show everybody, oh, Aaron Dorr, he's a liar. I support constitutional carry. That's why I sponsored House File 385. And that's what he does. Sponsors the bill, and what did he do with it? Nothing. He freaking runs the Iowa House. He's the Speaker Pro Tem. He is the gun guy. He can do what he wants. He files his bill for constitutional carry, and he was daring IGO to support that. And I said, sure, no problem. We endorsed in favor of it. We endorsed in favor. We did emails for it. And what did Matt Winchell do? He killed it. He didn't even hold a subcommittee. A subcommittee. Ben is making my point before I'm going to keep on going here, though. Let's talk about the third one, Senate File 479. This would allow people to carry firearms in their employer's parking lot if it was locked up in their parking lot when they went to work. The bill freaking died. Did not even get on the floor for a vote. Dead. This is little Jason Schultz's bill. Little Jason. Bill is dead. Let's talk about House File 636. This is rich to me because this is the NRA endorsed gun bill, because when they're not trying to pass red flags in Washington, D.C., they had their lobbyists come. I called him on the phone and kicked his ass in January and said, where are you? Are you ever going to come to Iowa? And so all of a sudden he buys a ticket, comes out to Des Moines to support constitutional carry. But then, of course, he attacks the crap out of us once we held Republican lawmakers accountable for killing the bill. So the NRA is backing House File 636. This is Matt Winchell's bill. This is kind of a catch-all. Guns in courthouses, guns in schools and guns at work. This was the big one. This was the big gun bill in the Iowa House this year after they killed constitutional carry, House File 636. The NRA did, I think, 2 emails on this in the last week urging lawmakers to pass this bill. Matt Winchell, who again runs the House, he's the sponsor. What do you think happened to this bill? Any guesses? Yeah, it's dead. It's dead. It's right here. Here's the list of the dead gun bills. Right here is the list. Maybe you guys can see it. They're all dead. They're all dead. So Ben, my brother, makes my point for him. I'll read Ben's quote verbatim. So if they killed constitutional carry because of me and Iowa gun owners members, then why did they kill all of the other gun bills? They didn't want to pass any pro-gun bills after all. And they're simply blaming IGO because they're sniveling little backstabbing cowards. And that is the best comment so far, even though he's family. I'm going to give him points on that. So this is what's going on. All these Republicans, Representative Lundgren and Nutty Norland Momsen and Senator Schultz and Senator Dawson, the liar, and Senator Sinclair, the angry one, Senator Zahn, the scared one. All of these lawmakers, Matt Winchell, the arrogant, haughty, arrogant ass one. All of these lawmakers coming out there a month ago saying, Iowa gun owners is horrible. Aaron Dorr is horrible. We would have passed constitutional carry. Mark my word. Jason, I have Jason's comments here somewhere. Mark my words. We had the votes to pass this bill, but now we're not going to do it because of Iowa gun owners. But they couldn't pass anything. They wouldn't pass anything. Anything. And the reason, it's not because of Iowa gun owners. It's not because of me. It's not because of you. It's because Republican leaders in the House and Senate, they suck. What can I say? They suck. If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. These people say one thing and do the exact opposite. They suck. We have all these little two-faced liars, these scaredy cats, these crybabies in Des Moines who all claim to be 100% pro-gun, but now they've killed all of these bills. They've killed all of them. So if they were right, if they were telling the truth, if they had some testicle fortitude, if this was true, then they would have passed all the other gun bills, and they could have said, there, you see, the problem here in Iowa is Aaron Dorr and Iowa gun owners. They're terrible people. That's the problem. And if they had passed all the rest of these gun bills, then they could have tried to make that claim. But they didn't do it. You know why? Because they suck, and they haven't passed anything. If you're getting tuned in late, we're talking about the headline story right now on the Des Moines Register. All the bills that died this weekend as second funnel has now officially hit Iowa and the Iowa legislature. And so after all these people said the reason why we're going to kill constitutional carry is because Aaron Dorr and IGO members, they're mean. They don't play nice. They demand that we do things. We don't like being yelled at. After all that crap, if they wanted to prove themselves truthful, if they wanted to prove that the problem with constitutional carry was us, you and I, they would have passed the rest of the gun bills. And as you can see right here, all in the yellow marks there, these are the ones that died. All the rest of the gun bills this year are dead. Guns at work, dead. Guns in courthouses, dead. Guns at school property, dead. The other guns at school property bill, dead. They're all dead. They're all dead. Now, to be clear, nothing is ever dead technically in Des Moines until they adjourn for the year. They can always run amendments. They can always do leadership bills. There's various ways to skin the cat. So we'll see. maybe Matt Winchell will get off his high horse and realize that he's being called out for the whiny little coward that he is. And maybe the same thing will happen in the Senate chamber, where little Jason Schultz will get up on his tippy toes and see he's being called out for the coward that he is. And maybe they'll move some gun bills. I don't know. Lightning could strike. But for the most part, these bills are dead. J.C. Watt says Bloomberg got what he paid for. Nick says, sounds like a bunch of child's play BS in our capital. Absolutely. Jeff Meadows says, time for a freaking revolution. Let's see here. So many comments. Have got to follow the money, says Jeff. Absolutely. Chris Coots is watching. We got, let's see, folks watching from across the state right now. These are wolves in sheep's clothing, says Patrick. Absolutely. Cowards, says somebody else. Just reading some of the comments here. So people are asking, well, how is this? I mean, why would they want to pass the gun bills? What's the problem here? Well, besides cowardice and being just absolute pathetic people, for the House in particular, I got to find my photograph of Matt Winchell. I haven't given his face to you people in too long. And just in case you haven't seen it for a long while, I'm going to wreck your weekend with more photographs. So in the House in particular, where Matt Winchell is the Speaker pro tem and Linda Upmeyer is the Speaker. And here it is. Oh, yes, I found it. Let me keep digging. In the House, these people have a 54-seat majority, 54 to 46. So in the House, they don't have very many votes to spare. Now realize that for a guy like Matt Winchell, who is in like a freaking 80-20 Republican seat over in Missouri Valley, he's not going to have a competitive general election in this lifetime. He knows that. Heck, we all know that. So for him, the real election is the leadership election. That is the election that matters. And so for this guy, the most arrogant person you'll ever meet in state politics, look at those freaking face. Look at those eyes. Good Lord, such an arrogant guy. For this guy, who's a Speaker pro tem, he needs to have his caucus back him. He needs to have enough of them back him, or he's not going to be the Speaker pro tem anymore. And you know what you get when you're Speaker pro tem? You know what you get when you're like one of the big wigs down here in Des Moines? You get money. You get lots and lots of money because as Speaker pro tem, you get to help drive the agenda on what bills move in Des Moines. And so, as we've showed you guys before, Matt Winchell, when he was a nobody, raised basically nothing as a lawmaker. But now, as the Speaker pro tem, last year, 2018, right above my finger, Matt Winchell raised $155,592.05. That's good money if you're in a seat that is not even competitive. He could never, ever campaign the rest of his life, and he would never lose a general election. Yet, he raises $156,000 in 2018. Why? Because he is the Speaker pro tem. So all the PACs here in Iowa who want to advance their bills, they pour money into his pocket. Same thing in 2016, the most previous election cycle, $113,997.69. And so this guy in the last couple of years alone, you can see here across the bottom, the last couple of years, he's raised $345,975.15 as the Speaker pro tem. Now, he was Speaker pro tem for, if not all of those years, maybe not for 14, but I think he was for 14 as well. So it is good business being the Speaker pro tem. So Matt Winchell wants to keep his position. If he forces his caucus to vote on a gun bill, guess what? He might lose his position. He might lose money. And that is what it comes down to. That's it. That's it. But again, the reason why we killed constitutional carry was because Aaron Dorr and IGO members, they're mean. We've got plenty of votes to pass the rest of the gun bills down here in Des Moines. And they didn't pass any of these. None of them. guns at work, guns at courthouses, guns at schools. These are all the bills everybody's talking about once they killed constitutional carry. Nada, nothing, butt kiss. That's what we got. That's what we got. And then you got people like, crybaby Skylar Wheeler, little Skylar in his 20s. That's a man's name, in case you were curious. Little Skylar, he's out there saying, there's only one effective gun rights organization in Des Moines. Don't join Iowa gun owners, even though they gave me thousands of dollars in my recent campaign. Don't join Iowa gun owners, even though they lit dropped every town in my district in my primary. You should join the Iowa Firearms Coalition. So that's what they did. And what did they get? Nothing. They got nothing. They didn't get a damn thing. These guys get their press releases. He gets to file his gun bills and say, me gun guy. Didn't pass any of them, but he gets to get the headlines. I wish I had a picture of Jason Schultz. I'm going to fix that. Mark my words. You got this guy here, Lion Dan Dawson, who's look at that. Actually, you guys tell me. I could be wrong. I was wrong once this week. So that's a joke. You guys tell me, which one of these arrogant bastards is the most arrogant face you've ever seen in Iowa politics? I'll zoom in a little bit. Because honestly, if you force me to choose, I'm not sure I can. Look at the arrogance in their faces. So, Winchell gets his headlines. Lying Dan Dawson, who broke a written campaign promise, he gets his headlines. Did anybody fight for gun owners? No. They killed all of these bills. Something might happen. Lightning might strike. They might do something via an amendment. It's always possible. If they do, it's because we're calling them out for the lying two-bit cowards that they are. But let's not forget, as Iowa lawmakers killed this bill, lawmakers in South Dakota got it done. As Iowa lawmakers killed constitutional carry, lawmakers in Kentucky, they got it done. Is there anybody else? Yes, there was. As Iowa lawmakers killed constitutional carry, lawmakers in Oklahoma, they got it done. So all around us, folks, Oklahoma's not that far away. South Dakota is a contiguous state, for heaven's sakes. Kentucky's only a couple-hour drive. All around, give or take, whatever. All around us, we have lawmakers who are moving constitutional carry. What are we getting here in Iowa? Nothing. We're getting nothing. But these lying little backstabbers, we're getting these people who are betraying gun owners, and we're getting nothing to show for it. That is the situation. Let's see. You guys are voting on these people. Thank you. Richard Ayers says both. I can't choose. JC Watts. Matt looks arrogant. Dan looks like a whining bitch. Robert says both. I can't choose. Nick says both are smug little blank. Goes on from there. They both look like a bunch of asshats, says Tim. Absolutely. Jim Hill says Dawson looks like his nose has been pummeled. I can't even finish your comment because I think I got some kids watching right now. Dale Erickson says both. Iowa lawmakers got paid off, says D.W. Johnson. I don't know what's going on. People keep asking that question. I don't know. I know we have Republicans who are actively working against this bill. You guys all saw Nutty Norland earlier this session. Nutty Norland Momsen. I can't make up these people's names. I can't help it. Nutty Norland Momsen out there publicly attacking constitutional carry, publicly at forums. But somehow when IGO mentions that, we're mean. That's what Jason told me. We're mean. Ridiculous. Patrick says, where does the governor stand on all of this? Patrick, the governor has been very clear. She doesn't like constitutional carry. She's opposed to it. In fact, she wants more comprehensive background checks. I mean, what kind of crap? This is straight out of Bloomberg talking points. So this is where we're at. And I would ask you guys very humbly, but very intentionally, you got to join IGO. We have got to fight as a group against these people because it is us versus the world right now. We know the Democrats in Iowa want to pass massive gun control. They want to pass red flags. So does Matt Winchell. They want to pass bans on AR-15s. They want to pass bans on magazines. They want universal background checks, all of it. We know that. We know that. But the Republicans, they're screwing us too. Only they expect us to say, thank you, sir. That's what they expect from you and I. When you dare hold them accountable, then it's like, oh, I hate that guy. I hate Aaron Dorr, IGO members. They're terrible people. So again, guys, as we wind this one down, these people all told you a month ago that the reason why they're killing constitutional carry is because of us. Me, you, the members of IGO, because we're mean. And now the truth comes out. Now we've passed second funnel. Now the news makes it very clear all of the rest of these gun bills are dead. Courthouse carry, dead. School carry, dead. Carry in your work parking lot, dead. They've killed them all. The reason is not because of you and I. The reason is because we have a bunch of rats in the nest. We have a wolf in the hen house. Whatever analogy you want to use, we have cowards pretending to be leaders, and we have Matt Winchell and Jack Whitver controlling these two chambers, and these two people screwed gun owners blind. That is the message here today, guys. Get involved with IGO. It's joinigo.com. Joinigo.com. Share this video, guys, far and wide. Patrick gets the last word. He says, and now we will get meaner. To that I say, amen, sir. The best comment of the day. Well said. That's where we're going, folks. Have a great day. Enjoy your weekend. Get some range time if you can. More to come on Monday. Take care.